I think we're ready to let's get popped.
Okay. All right. Part two. Part two. Egyptology in the Bible. I mean this with the utmost disrespect. Those who believe that Egyptian gods and goddesses are the Elohim in the scriptures, you're stupid and you're dumb. Like, I really mean it. And I would challenge anyone who believes this. Your theology is fundamentally flawed and you've done no research on the matter. It's stupid and pseudo to assume or believe that the Elohim in the Bible is a bunch of the gods of, oh yeah,
I'm gonna bleep that.
it's let me rephrase that.
Let's
rephrase that.
Just call them sodomites.
It is pseudo to believe that the gods and goddesses of the Egyptian deity are the Elohim. They are sodomites.
Sodomites.
They are sodomites. The gods of the Egyptian civilization are sodomites, right? Now they get this from Isaiah chapter 19 in verse 25. And then we're gonna get into some stuff that we're gonna get into some ancient Egyptian, as they would call divine literature.
35?
Yes, sir. 25.
25 and what?
Isaiah 19 to 25.
Isaiah 19, 25.
Mhm.
Here we go.
Speaking too fast on some minutes.
You got it.
So we're gonna get and see why some people believe that Egyptians are God's people and their deity is our Elohim.
Which is ridiculous.
That is dumb.
Just straight. I'm gonna say this straight. I should bleep that too. But anyway, this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 19, verse 25. Whom the Lord of hosts shall bless, saying, Blessed be Egypt, my people, and Assyria, the work of my hands, and Israel, mine inheritance.
So it says, brother, blessed be Egypt, my people. And this is Yahweh speaking. We got to deal with it. Let's see. Let's see. Why does it say? Why does God call Egypt his people? Let's pose a question. How do we know that it's talking about Israelites? We know this talking about Israelites. How do we know that? If we go to Isaiah 11 in verse 11, right? Y'all write that question off. How do we know it's talking about Israelites? Write that question. How do we know it's talking about Israelites? Isaiah 11 and 11.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 11, verse 11. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set his hand against the second time to recover the remnant of his people, which shall be left from Assyria and from Egypt.
Wait, 1 second, right there. So he's gonna gather his people. He's gonna the second time to recover the remnant of his people, which shall be left, right? So that means where are these remnants of his people? Where are they? Can you read again, bro?
It says, this is verse 11. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set his hand against the second time to recover the remnant of his people, which shall be left from Assyria and from Egypt.
And from where?
And from Egypt.
Okay.
And from Pathros, and from Cush, and from Elam, and from Shinar, and from Hamath, and from the islands of the sea.
Now he's gonna go and get his people, recover the remnant of his people, second time. Verse 12.
Verse 12. And he shall set up an ensign for the nations, and shall assemble the outcasts of Israel, and gather together the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth.
Now it's Israel and Judah whom the Most High is going to recover. He called Israel, northern kingdom, Judah, southern kingdom, his people, and they are in Assyria and in Egypt, right? Now, if we go back to Isaiah 19, matter of fact, let's get one more precept to show that we are scattered, right? Let's go to Acts chapter 2 and verse 5. We'll start at 5, and then we'll go from verse 5 to verse 7 and down. So Acts chapter 2, and we'll start at verse 5.
This is the book of Acts, chapter 2, verse 5. And there were dwelling in Jerusalem Jews, devout men, out of every nation under heaven.
Jews, devout men out of every nation under heaven, right? Now, let's go to verse 7.
Verse 7. And they were all amazed and marveled, saying one to another, Behold, are not these which speak Galileans?
Right. So
Good
the
Lord.
people, right, they're listening to the disciples. Like, man, they speaking. Aren't they from here? How are they speaking our language? Right. Go to verse 8.
Verse 8. And how hear we every man in our own tongue, wherein we were born?
Right. What were they born at?
They were born in verse 9, Parthians and Medes and Elamites and the dwellers in Mesopotamia and in Judea and Cappadocia and Pontus and Asia.
Keep going.
Verse 10, in Phrygia and Pamphylia, in Egypt.
Where?
In Egypt.
Where?
In Egypt.
In Egypt. Okay.
And in the parts of Libya, about Cyrene, and strangers of Rome, Jews and proselytes.
See what I'm saying? So he says Egypt, right? He's using Egypt because our people are in Egypt. Now we're gonna go back to Isaiah chapter 19. Let's go back to it. Isaiah 19. And this time we'll start. Let's start at verse Isaiah 19. Let's go to verse 22.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 19, verse 22.
Okay.
And the Lord shall smite Egypt. He shall smite and heal it. And they shall return even to the Lord.
Now, right there, right? So with that understanding, right, of knowing that Israelites are in Egypt, knowing that they are in Egypt, okay, the scriptures say that the Lord is going to smite Egypt. He shall smite it and heal it, and they shall return even to the Lord. When were the Egyptians ever rocking with Yahweh? Never. History tells you that. In fact, we went over it. I told y'all something that the archaeologists said, that they had an artifact built to Yahweh, but it wasn't an artifact to worship or praise. It was just they recognized Yahweh as a God, but they did not recognize him as a God to be worshipped. They looked at him as an enemy God. Okay, that's why when you go there, you see the Tetragrammaton there, right? They acknowledge him as a God. Same way when you read the book of Acts, where when Paul went to, it was Rome or Athens, and they had a artifact there, and it was titled the Unknown God.
That's right.
It was the same thing that the Egyptians did, you know, except they had the Tetragrammaton there. Yet it wasn't a God to be praised or worshipped. Okay. Verse 22 again.
Verse 22. And the Lord shall smite Egypt. He shall smite and heal it, and they shall return even to the Lord.
It is the Israelites who's going to return out of Egypt to the Lord. Keep going.
And they shall return even unto the Lord, and he shall entreat of them and shall heal them.
Verse 23.
Verse 23. And in that day shall there be a highway out of Egypt to Assyria, and the Assyrian shall come into Egypt, and the Egyptian into Assyria, and the Egyptian shall serve with the Assyrians.
Right, the Egyptians shall serve with the Assyrians, right? So there's plans and prophecies for the ethnic Egyptians and the ethnic Assyrians, and there's prophecies concerning the Israelites and Jews who were dwelling in those places. Now, the Israelites that were dwelling in those places, of course, were calling themselves Egyptians. Of course, they were citizens of that land, as we read in the book of Acts. There were some who were born there, right? So the Egyptians are going to return back to Yahweh. And the other ones, there's going to be certain things for them, and we're going to get into that as well. Now let's read verse 25.
Verse 25, whom the Lord of hosts shall bless, saying, blessed be Egypt, my people, and Assyria, the work of my hands, and Israel, mine inheritance.
Right. Now, the next question. So it says, Egypt, my people, it's talking about the Israelites, God's people who are dwelling in Egypt. Now, how do we know? This is the next question. How do we know it's not ethnic Egyptians? How do we know that? Because we can go through thus saith Yahweh. As a matter of fact, let's go to Exodus 11 and verse 6. Exodus 11 and 6. This is how we know that it's not talking about ethnic Egyptians, because God isn't schizophrenic. Nor did he forget things that he said and just and repent. Yahweh was not one to repent. I mean, come on now. We're not going to say that Yahweh is schizophrenic, forgot that he said something, and then like, oh no, Egypt are my people too. He told, of course, we know Israelites. And so is now Egypt his chosen people? I mean, we got to make it make sense. So Exodus 11 and verse 6.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 11, verse 6. And there shall be a great cry throughout all the land of Egypt, such as there was none like it, nor shall be like it anymore. Verse 7. But against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue against man or beast, that ye may know how that the Lord doth put difference between Egyptians and Israel.
Did Yahweh just forget that he said that? I mean, did he just forget that he said that? And now all of a sudden, Egypt are his people. Let's get another precept. Let's get another one. Isaiah 45 and verse 14. Isaiah 45 and 14.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 45, verse 14. Thus saith the Lord, the labor of Egypt and merchandise of Ethiopia and of the Sabians, men of stature, shall come over unto thee, and they shall be thine.
Wait a minute. They shall come to us, and they shall be ours. That sounds possessive to me. Keep going.
Oh, shoot, I just clicked out of it like a fool. Hold on a minute, man. I messed up. And they shall be thine.
Well, come on to IT.
Come on, IT. I think you all over my back. 14 and on. They shall come after thee in chains. They shall come over, and they shall fall down unto thee. They shall make supplication unto thee, saying, surely God is in thee, and there is none else. There is no God.
Right. So come on. They're going to come over to us in chains, making supplication. Please forgive me. I'm sorry. We shouldn't have did that to you. Whatever. Right. Does that sound like, yeah, I mean, come on. How are they God's chosen people? How did Isaiah 19 and 25 actually mean what they interpreted to mean? Yet we have a prophecy saying that they are going to basically come over to us in chains and bow before us, and we are going to possess them. Hey, I'm telling you. Now, we're gonna go to Isaiah 60. I mean, we can go, man, we're going precept on precept on precept on precept.
That's right.
All these devils and the wicked of our people, right? Sickening. Stupid.
Well, all it boils down to is they want to be able to do all these nasty things that Egyptians are allowed to do.
Oh, we're gonna get into it. We gonna get into it. Where we at? 60 and 12.
60 and 12.
60 and 12.
There we go. All right. You ready?
Let's do it.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 60, verse 12. For the nation and kingdom that will not serve thee shall perish. Yea, those nations shall be utterly wasted.
What's gonna happen to the doggone Egyptians?
Utterly wasted.
Utterly wasted. They're gonna perish. I mean, there's no hope for these Egypt. So for those who try to save Egyptians and saying they're God's people or whatever, you can't put Egyptians. I mean, if you're going to be Kemet, but you can't add them into the Bible, right? You can't add them into our doctrine based off of that verse that you are not truly displaying proper hermeneutics with the rest of the scriptures and
Well,
using
what's the scripture? If you add anything,
right,
if you add anything to it,
right.
that's in Revelation, ain't it?
Mm-hmm.
If you add anything to it, you'll be taken out of the book of life. You can't add any of the words in here. You can't add a God to it. You can't add anything to it.
Exactly, man. So this is our last precept on the matter. And Sister Stricken Craig, she said he Googled Egyptians KJV.
Hilarious. Hilarious.
Oh man. Now we're gonna go to Sirach chapter 24 and verse 6. This is our last precept on the matter. And then after that, we're gonna go get into some Egyptology theology.
So Sirach chapter 24, verse
6.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 24, verse 6.
Mm-hmm.
In the waves of the sea and in all the earth and in every people and nation, I got a possession.
And that possession is Israel, because we're scattered amongst all nations. Okay, and we're scattered across the four corners of the earth, right? Yahweh has a possession in all people in every nation. Now, let's look into some Kemet, right? How can God's chosen people be Egypt when they have certain things in certain histories, such as this? I'm about to share some with y'all, right? Let me see. This is it. This is it. Now, click on that link that I just shared. Click on that link that I just shared. And we're going to read at the very top. Right? We're going to read at the very top and on down. This is not really, it's a quick read. You know, it's a quick read, not really a lot. So I'm going to read this, right? So at the very top, it says, the Nile. First, let me go to the title. The title is, why did Pharaoh masturbate into the river?
What? Wait, I didn't know you was going there with that. What the hell are you talking about? You went left. You didn't prepare me for that. You didn't prepare me for that one.
Hey, look, they have a tradition called the Fertility Festival. And these are who they claim God shows the people is. They have a tradition called the Fertility Festival. And we're about to read it.
Now, yeah, man, you should have warned me about that.
No,
I'm like, what? I'm looking back here.
I'm telling
you. What?
Why did Pharaoh masturbate into the river, the Nile River? Why did he masturbate? Paragraph 1 says, the Nile shaped the worldview of ancient Egyptians. It was a river that blessed its people with a source of food, water, and transportation.
Wait, I'm looking this stuff.
You understand it?
No.
Okay.
I got it.
It says Egyptians were dependent on it as a source of moisture and nutrients for crops, since rainfall was almost non-existent in the area. In good times, the Nile brought wealth and prosperity, but in drought, it brought famine and death. Given this fact, ancient Egyptians did everything to prevent the river from drying up. One of their more fascinating approaches was holding a periodic fertility festival by the Nile. Now it's about to explain what the fertility festival is. And these are supposed to be God's chosen people. Same thing.
You got the same one.
That's it.
This is it right here.
Right. That's it. It says, in the festival, crowds of people would gather around the river and wait for the Pharaoh. When the Pharaoh arrived by the shore, he would get stripped down and would begin masturbating. The Pharaoh would then ejaculate into the river. making sure that his semen flowed with the current. Wait, I ain't done. I ain't done. I'm not done. Okay. After the Pharaoh, other men would then come over and release their seeds as
You gotta be shitting me. This is what Hotep wants to be? This is what these Negroes want to do? This is honorable amongst all people. This is honorable. This is what they want. You got to be kidding.
okay. Well, I got tears in my eyes.
Boy, I got vomit in my stomach. What is wrong with these people, bruh? Are you kidding me, bruh?
Okay.
Wow.
Okay. It says the entire process was believed to have brought more prosperity and blessings to the people.
I'm gonna tell you right now.
To the people. Oh my God, I'm turning red.
If I hear another brother run up to me talking about some Hotep nonsense,
It gets worse.
it gets worse.
It gets worse. I ain't done.
Lord and Christ.
I'm not done. It gets worse. Wait till I go to the next writing. It says, but was okay, calm down. But what was this basis for mostly masturbating for good luck? Interestingly enough, it is the same reason why Christians believe masturbation is wrong. It's because of God. Now, do you see that picture?
Lord and Christ.
Do y'all see the picture? Like right up under the paragraph I just read.
I gotta put this on the thing too. This ridiculous nut. Look at this. Will you look at this?
Yo, do y'all see the picture there? Do you see it? These are the people that are supposed to be God's chosen people. According to Kemet and according to these brothers who believe that Egypt are God's chosen people and believe that, the Elohim are the Egyptian deity. That's in the Elohim of the Bible are the Egyptian deity. This is it, right? Now, let's keep going. Well, it gets worse. Let's go to the next paragraph where it says in an early version. Now it says, right? It says right here, next paragraph. In an early version of Egyptian myth, because of course, all other theology outside of what we believe is a myth. Yet they believe it. And when you believe in something, you imitate it. Right? Now it says in an early version of Egyptian myth, before everything, there was Atum, right? Atum was their god of creation. So he was he's like their most high god. He in Atum created all things, right? Now it says Atum's solitude in nothingness motivated deity to create. And with his divine powers, he masturbated the twin gods, Shu and TEFNUT, into his. This nigga said TEFNUT. He said TEFNUT. His name is TEFNUT.
TEFNUT.
Oh man, okay.
Yeah, buddy.
So he masturbated these two gods into existence. Now,
stop. Masturbated them into existence?
He masturbated them into existence.
Well, we need to quit. There's children in this library. Well, we in here crazy. They gonna throw us out of here, bro.
I told you gonna kick us out. They gonna kick us out of here. This is not it. It gets worse. So it says, right, and this is Atum speaking in one of the ancient Egyptian writings. This is him speaking. They're quoting from the translation of his ancient writings. It says, I had union with my hand. Okay. My man said, I had union with my hand, and I embraced my shadow in a love embrace. I poured seed into my own mouth.
I can't even, this is the most ridiculous. Who wants to be, in brotherhood with that nonsense? I'm already through with the in the water nonsense.
So everybody drink it. Everybody drink it.
But this fool said he done tasted it. This is ridiculous. Boy, I tell you what, boy.
How did he do it? Did he like flip over? Did he put his back and his legs?
I really don't want to know how he did it. I really don't give a shit how he did it. Don't tell me I tasted it. I'm not gonna ask you how you did it. I tasted it. Oh, how'd you do that? I'm not gonna ask you that. I'm just gonna be like, you're a dirty motherfucker. Sorry, excuse my language. You was a dirty bitch. Okay. Ain't you gonna ask me how I take? No, nigga, I don't care. Dirty motherfucker.
What?
Excuse my language, y'all.
Oh my God.
I'm utterly disgusted.
Oh my God.
With this.
Oh my God. I'm gonna tell you red Esau. Boy, okay. Let's go on Christ. Let's go. Okay. He says, I pour seed in my own mouth. And I sent forth from myself issue in the form of the gods, Su and TEFNUT. Oh man, what's anything on this I wanted?
You need to forward this to all them Hotep and say, do y'all do this? Y'all do this? If y'all doing this?
Oh my Jesus. Oh my God.
You wouldn't want to drink nothing from their house.
Nothing.
You want some Kool-Aid? Nah, bro, I'm good.
Nothing.
I ain't never thirsty.
All your crops are soaked in some semen.
Never. I would never eat a sandwich from meat. You want some meat? Nah, bro, I don't want nothing to eat.
Yo,
I'm second guessing being around you.
I'm telling you. Let's get the last paragraph. We through with this. After we through. This is the symbolism of the Nile. The source of all creation was believed to have come from Atom's ejaculation. Ancient Egyptians.
Where you at? Is it further down?
Right there.
Oh,
Where it
right.
says symbolism of the Nile.
Oh, got it.
Second paragraph. It says ancient Egyptians were giving thanks and appeasing the gods by reenacting the story of life. They knew very well of the life-giving properties of semen, and I was surmised. Use it as a parallel for the life-giving properties of the Nile. As I was saying was, this may be a myth. The story, of course, because there's no gods beside, beside
they was
Yahweh.
They was doing it.
Exactly. And they believe this, right? This is their doctrine. And so all of them go and they reenact or they imitate what they see their gods do or say, right? Now, I'm gonna go to another one. Now, this is supposed to be our, Elohim. This is supposed to be our Elohim.
No, their Elohim. They ain't never been my Elohim. I don't give a damn. I've been to Baptist churches and we ain't never talked about no nonsense like this. That's their Elohim. They ain't never been my Elohim.
My goodness. Hey, we had there was a brother in our group. He gone now, he out there. And I don't care. I hope you see this. He followed this dude named Ranford Flemings.
Is that the same guy you showed?
That's the same dude.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we need a break.
No.
Okay.
No, I got it popping.
Okay.
Let's go.
So this dude, man, matter of fact, the same way his doctrine.
Yeah, you showed me the video.
Now, this is according to him, these are Elohims. If you had read closer, kept going a little more in the video towards the end, these people are supposed to be the Elohim.
Man, he looked like he got something in his mouth.
He looks.
He looks sweet like he looks.
You know, sip some from the
He
Nile.
done already.
He done-
He done had a little seed in his
TEFNUT.
mouth. A little TEFNUT in his mouth. Dirty bastard. Dirty mug. I was looking at him like
TEFNUT. Oh my God.
powder donut mouth ass nigga. Let me quit talking, man.
Now, okay. Next thing I want to go into, right? So that's the fertility festival. Hope y'all wrote that down. Fertility.
Or don't. Or don't write that. Don't remember that. Keep that to
If
yourself.
anybody come to me like, nah, we Kim it, bro. We Kim it. You want it?
You was a dirty bastard.
Don't never shake my hand.
No, bro.
I don't want no hug. I don't want to kick it with you, skate with you. You know, don't nothing. I ain't finna drink behind you. None of that. Now, it's fertility festival, right? Now, another thing that the gods did were commit incest.
Yeah, we knew that though.
Mm-hmm.
We knew they was dirty like
Those didn't know. Osiris and Isis were brother and sister, and they gave birth to Horus. Now, remember when I told y'all that if you look at some like some things about the pharaohs believed that they were the descendants of the gods, and so they wanted to keep the blood pure in the pharaohs. So they wanted to keep that bloodline in the mix, so they would have incest in the pharaohs.
You know, Edom was like that too.
Mm-hmm. Oh wait, they were.
Yeah, that's how. Why do you think the royal family? The royal family used to marry cousins and brothers and stuff like that.
Did.
Yeah, bro. But I just brought up on this video some of this nonsense.
So did.
Yeah, bro.
Now, there's another source. I'm about to send y'all real quick. Remember the pharaoh King Tut? King Tut was the product of incest.
Imagine that.
The product of incest. You want to find that one?
What do you got? What's the headline?
So it is product of incest. King Tut was the product of incest. King Tut was the product of incest. Y'all stupid.
What
They come in on here. Let me see. It's let's see. The website is Huffington Post.
UK?
Uh-huh.
I got it right here.
Mhm.
Here we go.
Okay.
There we go.
I can't deal with this. Man.
Yes, it's kind of amazing to me.
Wow. Okay. So it says Tutankhamun was the product of incest. Scientists reveal among new clues as to why the Egyptian pharaoh died so young.
You want to read?
I do it. I like putting emphasis in.
Do you think, brother?
Ancient Egypt's most famous pharaoh was the product of incest. And that contributed to his death at just 19. Scientists have confirmed. Theories as to what caused the mysterious death of King Tut at such a young age have swirled for centuries. But a new documentary has shed light on the secrets of Boy King's short life. And as you can see how deformed he is, he has a big chest, one shoulder bigger than the other one. His foot is like clubbed or whatever, like somebody just broke it or something.
Mm-hmm.
And his hips, he got one side of our right will be his left. It's like he got like a female shape. Anyway.
Yeah, he built like over a little bit. Over him.
So we keep going, right? We keep going. Where it says BBC's one's Tut. Matter of fact, let's go down a little bit more where it says for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
It says for a first time, a virtual autopsy using more than 2,000 computerized tomography CT scans data of Tut, King Tut, mummified body reveals the first ever full-size, scientifically accurate image of the teenage royal. And you keep on going down a little bit. Where it says presenter Dallas. Right.
I got right here.
Okay, there you go.
Right here.
Presenter Dallas Campbell says when they did the original DNA testing, you get hints of the maternal line, but it could be a grandmother or an aunt.
Dirty.
Me,
Dirty.
right. Albert, zinc scientist, director for the Institute for Mummies and Iceman in Italy, have proved without doubt that Tut was the product of incest. His parents were brother and sister. Then I'm gonna read this one last one down here. The next one, it says the ancient Egyptians believed incest kept the bloodline pure, as we just said. But in reality, it did the opposite. They would have had no idea of the health implications and the outcome on the offspring.
That's right.
Now, let's get Bible, Dad. Let's get Bible. Let's get Bible. Let's get Bible. Leviticus 18 and 9.
Go to Leviticus 8.
Oh,
Was it 18?
18 and 9. Yes, sir.
All right, here we go.
18 and 9.
It's the book of Leviticus, chapter 18. And let me get this. Let me get it. I want to get it on the screen. The book of Leviticus, chapter 18 and verse 9. The nakedness of thy sister, the daughter of thy father, or daughter of thy mother, whether she be born at home or born abroad, even their nakedness, thou shalt not uncover.
So did Yahweh just not, if they are God chosen people, Yahweh just didn't care? Were they some type of special exception to this law? I mean, make it make sense. This is an abomination according to the Most High. Incest. It is an abomination unto the Most High. And y'all claim that this is God's chosen people? The Egyptians? Are you kidding me? And their gods are our Elohim, though everything within their doctrine and that they do imitate whatever, everything that they do, Yahweh disproves of it. Everything. Like masturbating in public. And then once the Pharaoh done, all of us masturbate in the river. And now everybody's just eating a bunch of semen water.
You just had to go back to that, didn't you? I thought we was on incest right now. You went back to the semen water. I thought we was done.
I can't help it.
I thought we went back.
I can't help it. Now y'all eating it because they put the water in their crops.
Stop.
I can't.
Stop.
Okay.
You gotta go.
Okay.
I can't even drink my drink now.
They got a tongue. Come on, man. Okay. Now, let's get something else. There's more. I want to go to their literature. Now, let's go to, I'm gonna share this one as well. Bear with me for a second, ladies and gents. Bear with me 1 second. I'm going to share, which one is this one? Let's see, let's go to the,
You calling me for some reason.
oh, I did that already. Did I kick y'all out? Sorry about that, y'all. Okay, now we're gonna go to the, let's see, point 3. We're gonna go to the pyramid text. We're gonna go to the ancient Egyptian pyramid text.
Is that the title? Ancient
Egyptian pyramid text.
pyramid.
It's kind of hard to find it too, so
Hold on, let me see. Egyptian pyramid text. Text.
I just sent it to y'all. I just sent it to y'all. And we are going to go down to recitation, spelled 3 96.
Keep spelling this wrong. Here we go. See how they find it.
We're gonna go to 396. You gotta scroll. Oh, I know it's a lot. Gotta scroll down to 396.
Let me see if I can get there. It's a PDF. Looks like a PDF.
Yeah, the PDF, yeah. 396. 396. Now this is what they count as doctrine, the Kemet brothers. This is their Bible. This is part of it, because they also have the Book of the Dead.
Is page 396?
Well, not page, but it is recitation, recitation 396. It's like off to the. Let me find this so I can tell y'all what exact
Yeah,
page it
because
is.
there's a lot of text.
I'm gonna tell y'all what page it is. On past page 100. So y'all have to keep going down.
Well, this is only tells me like this is only to 27.
Let me see. Matter of fact, you can probably control F and see if it'll let you. And then you'll just put 396.
And what am I looking for?
Just 396.
Let me see. 396.
396. It's on. I'm getting closer to it. Getting closer to it. Okay, it's on page 146.
Okay, I'm in the wrong one.
It's the top of page 146.
Yeah, I'm in the wrong one.
You know,
Yeah, this only had 27 pages on the one that I found. Ancient Egyptian pyramid text.
mhm.
Yeah, it was really by the book. Go ahead and just go ahead and read it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ancient. Now, I mean, what I do, I'll send you a picture of it to put on.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah.
Ancient Egyptian pyramid text says this: Horus groaned because of his eye of his body when he had eaten it and swallowed it, and the Aneads saw it. Seth, right? So Horus, of course, is an Egyptian god. So it's Seth, right? Seth rasped because of his testicles. Horus transported his semen into Seth's anus.
Okay, stop. Wait, man. Wait, you just can't just roll into some stuff, bro. You need you just can't read that like you read. You just went in there. You'd say, hold on a second. You didn't even brace me for that. You just went in, yo. What are you thinking? Hold on a minute.
This is who they are trying to convince us are the Elohim. This is ridiculous. This is terrible. My stomach hurt. Okay.
My stomach hurt. Your stomach.
It says, Seth transported his semen into Horus's anus.
Yes, just roll right in there.
We ain't finished. We ain't finished. We got two more.
Wait, let's show that guy. Let's see what that's Horus right there. Hold on a minute. There's Horus right there. And he done ran up in another god, I guess, right?
Another god.
That's what they guys, that's how they guys get down?
Yep.
That's how they guys get down, huh?
I'm telling you. Now,
Horus right, I guess.
I'm gonna see y'all this last one.
All right.
I will see y'all this last. Okay. Now this right here. The last one I just sent y'all are the ancient Egyptian coffin text. It's the coffin text. It is the coffin text.
See that maybe this is the one right here.
Coffin text spelled 635. Coffin text 635.
Where's the source at? What site is the source?
This site is archive.org.
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 And you should ask. Next time, send me all your links so we can have them.
For sure.
So I can pull them up.
Yeah, it
This is, okay, there we go. Let me see.
Archive that was.
Is this it right here?
Yeah, that should be it.
Or wait. Maybe it's this one. They don't even want to go to your stuff no more. My computer's like, where are we going now?
I'll tell you. It's yeah, man.
Okay, go ahead, bro.
So what y'all will do, y'all will scroll down, in which I'll just read it out for y'all.
Yeah.
Whatever y'all want to look at, y'all can just look at it y'all selves. I'll screenshot it as y'all anyway. So the
Yeah.
first one we'll go to is 635. 635. Let me scroll up a little bit more. I was on the second one that I wanted to read. So I'm at 631, 635. Okay. Spell 635. It says, which word is it? I'm gonna turn it this way. This way. Okay. It says, Lord of offerings, herald of the Lord of all. Ra has no power over me, and it is I who take away his breath. So this is Seth talking because Seth killed his brother, Osiris or whatever. And supposedly some myths say he killed Ra. It varies on who you talk to, I guess. Then it says Atum, which is their God Almighty, like their God, their creative, the God of creation. Atum has no power over me, and I violate his hinder parts.
What? Wait, he violated his hinder parts. Okay.
This
He's
is the
doing that to his God?
He's doing that to his God. Seth is doing that to his God. Seth, that God Seth is doing that to his God. And this is 635.
I'm trying to find it down here. I'm way off. I don't even know what this is. Keep reading.
For sure. So he claims that he violated his creator, violated his hinder parts. And so I asked the question. So anytime you come across these brothers who's trying to spew this whole Kemet Egyptology, these dudes, man, like, so is this what we supposed to do? Are we supposed to violate our brother's hinder parts and do whatever to consume ejaculating water? Let's go to spell 700. I'm gonna send y'all this one as well. What this one says. I'm gonna send y'all all this. It says, spell 700. Oh, you who are between the two cows of Geb, I escape this, and Geb is cleansed. He will grant to me his appearing in glory and will put down for me the plant, which is between his lips. His phallus, which is another word for it.
Or that's another word for penis.
Is between the buttocks of his son and heir. I'm done. Brother Great for that one second.
This is ridiculous. These fools are ridiculous. I don't even get what the hell they talking about in buttocks and this lying with mankind. Like every single thing that they talk about. See, they don't bring out that nonsense.
Oh man.
They want to be kings and queens of Egypt. Every other Jake in America wants to be a king of Egypt. We were kings, or we were kings in Egypt. So y'all was out there messing with booty holes. If you was a king or a god in Egypt, you was out there fiddling with booty holes. I was a king in the past life. Then you dirty. Then you dirty. Then you got dirty days. You dirty bastard. You out here having sex with your gods. I would never even imagine that there would be any reason why I would want to be in a religion where you would have sex with your God.
Right. Oh my goodness.
Are you nuts? No pun intended. That's ridiculous. I don't understand these people, man. Why would you want to be anything? Why would you want to be anything other than an Israelite, bro?
Right.
There's no honor in none of these religions, bro.
None. No,
Well, you got me today. I didn't know none of this. I thought I knew some things. I didn't know none of this.
yo, okay. Let's get back about let me get back in the spirit, man. Because let me tell you, this right here, if anybody bring to you any type of mess, okay, any type of mess, just hit them with this, right? Just hit them with
If
this.
they come, if Hotep come at you talking about, the Book of the Dead,
Right.
or any of that goofiness, they sodomites, perverts, and they have sex with their gods.
And they drank TEFNUT water.
TEFNUT light.
Oh man.
Zero, TEFNUT zero.
Right. Let's get Bible, man. I'm sick of these devils.
Right, let's cleanse our palate.
Right. Because it's filthy right now.
Yeah.
Leviticus 18. And let's read verse 22.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 18, verse 22. Thou shalt not lie with mankind as with womankind. It is an abomination.
Abomination. Now, let's go to Leviticus 20 and verse 13, because the Most High, I mean, typically, if he reiterate himself, and he repeat himself, it must be of some type of importance. If he says it again.
If he says it twice. The book of Leviticus, chapter 20, verse 13. If a man also lie with mankind, as he lieth with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination. They shall surely be put to death. Their blood shall be upon them.
Right. I mean, hey, and yet they believe that they're the chosen people.
But let's say this real quick, and I just got to put a caveat in there. This is not a license for us to go out and do something against that community. That is not our place. If we can say whatever we want to say, but that doesn't mean that we go out and we do anything against that community. Right. You understand? That's if you do that, you're a criminal. If you do that, you're a criminal. Leave them people alone. Let the Most High deal with them. I got to put that out there because you got some jakes out there that think they can go out there and start swinging on these sodomites. No, leave them alone. Let God deal with that.
Exactly.
All right, go ahead.
Deuteronomy 23:17. We just got 29 and 17. We just got to cut them with these doggone scripts.
That's all you got to do, bro.
Just cut them with the scripts. Thus said Yahweh. We reading out the book of the law.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 29, verse 17.
I'm sorry, 23:17.
Sorry about that. 23:17. It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 23, verse 17. There shall be no whore of the daughters of Israel, nor a sodomite of the sons of Israel.
I guess, Israel is his chosen people. Egypt is his chosen people, but only Israel have to abide by the law, statutes, commandments, while these Egyptians can create their own doctrine. They can create their own religion. They can create their own literature and commit all types of wickedness, abominations, and form phallus like this disgusting crap that they doing. It's fine for them to do that. But Israel, we are subject to these laws, statutes, and commandments. That's a damn lie. That's a damn lie. And y'all who believe that Egypt or the deity of Egypt, see, look at Esau, that the deity of Egypt are in our Elohim, you're wicked. Because according to their literature, man, like you could just read what we read what their gods have said. We read the pyramid text and the coffin text. And what came out of their God, their creator God, Atum, we read what he said, and this man says his seed, and we ain't even go. I ain't even repeat this. Brother Green probably will have a heart attack.
Boy, I tell you what,
if I repeat it, So
can you imagine? Got his booty tooted up. That's your God right there. That's your God, brother. Come on, man. My God ain't tooting booty nowhere.
I'm telling you, his ass out. I'm telling you, we see, y'all seen the picture they put up on top earlier. You know what I'm saying?
And he was holding too.
With his rod out. Man, look at here. If that's your guy, you can have it. You can have it. I don't want nothing to do with none of that. Please, don't bring that my way, our way. We're gonna do it Yahweh's way. And that's the only way.
All praises.
You know what I'm saying? But I just had to bring that out, man. I ain't really have anything else. I just had to give y'all some heat.
Today.
I just had to bring that out, man. Our brothers, you know what I'm saying? Our brothers, they always coming at us with some crap. You know what I'm saying? They always coming at us with some crap and the stuff that we've been seeing online, man, trying to add those people into ours, that it's stupid. You have anything good, bro?
Yeah, so we talked, he got into Edom a little bit. I thought he was gonna go in harder today, but I guess, we thought twice of it, but I wanna make sure that we understand something. So I'm gonna give you guys, if I can, every so often, some literature to talk about, to get into. So this book I got off of Amazon. I don't know if y'all can see this book. And it's called The Roman Empire, the Empire of the Edomite by William Beeston. And this was actually published in 1858. So as far back as the 1800s, you can definitely see that the Edomites are of Roman and Greek lineage, okay? And I'm gonna real quick, I'm gonna read something to you out of this book, just so we understand it. And understand this was written by an Edomite. This wasn't written by us. This was not written by our brothers. And I'm gonna read this real quick. And it's just the Roman Empire, the Empire of the Edomites, right? And it says the descendants of Esau, say Jewish rabbis, the sworn enemies of the descendants of Jacob, even to the end of the world, were the first small nation inhabiting Mount Seir, an adjacent country contiguous to the land of Canaan. All right. So we know where they came from. They came from the land of Seir, but for the mountain range of Seir. Okay. And so there's a lot. This is a hard book to really understand. But if you go and talk about what Daniel was talking about, he talked about them being identical to the 10 horns and 7 heads of beasts in the apocalypse, and each of them representing the Roman Empire in some stage of existence. I'm not going to get too deep into this, but this book here, and I'll show it to the camera. If you can order this book right here.
Screenshot it, yeah.
Yep. And this will make you understand, and it's an Edomite that wrote it, that they are the Edomites the Bible is speaking of, Romans and Greeks. Okay. The second thing I got a book real quick. It's called The Chosen People from the Caucasus, right? And it's by an Edomite named Michael Bradley, right? Pick this up. You took a picture of it. And if you want to see, that's an Edomite right there.
Right.
And he tells the truth on his people too. Hold on. Chosen people from the Caucasus, right? Real quick. And I was going to read all of it, but I'm not going to read all of it. So it says at the time, talks about Casimir III, the Great. This guy was trying to transform Poland into more of a feudalistic Europe. And so they were trying to get Jews to come into Poland to work. And then it reads right here, it says, with these German immigrants into Poland came a certain number of German-speaking Jews and rabbis. It says, in the Polish semi-wilderness, they encountered something that astonished them deeply. They encountered Jews, hundreds of thousands of Jews, more than all of the rest of Europe combined. More Jews that had been in Palestine in the time of Egypt. So there was a bunch of these converts. And if you look at you can see that right there. What does that say?
The Khazar
conversion. So all of those that are over there now, they're converts, right? And then it says down here in this book on page 179, who were the Jews and where on earth had they come from? It says the origin of the Eastern European Jewry, or the Ashkenanim, was debated for a long time. It was something of a mystery, even for Jewish historians, because these Ashkenazim could not be attributed to any known Jewish migration in the diaspora. So they're not part of the diaspora. They're not the real Jews.
Right.
That's not anti-Semitic, that's history.
Right.
Get mad at the guy who wrote this book. Real quick, I'm gonna put in here. There's some other things, I'm not gonna read all of it, but I'm gonna read this right here. It says, it all boils down to this, that Ashkenazim, the Jews that came from the Russian steppes, the ones that are over there now, have no genetic historical origin in Palestine
at all.
at all. They are descendants of Russian steppe tribesmen who were converted to Judaism in 740 AD because of political convenience. Aren't those people over there right now doing things for political convenience? Yes, they are. The word Cossack, it says that these steppe tribesmen were known as Khazars. The word Cossack probably derives from their name, and they wielded together a formidable empire that lasted for at least 2 centuries. So 2 books hits on this Edomite guy tells you who the real Jews are from the Caucasus. And get this book here, talks about the Romans and the Greeks as far as who are the real Edomites.
Hey, remember, God, guess what? I had ordered that book yesterday.
Did you?
That's
what I'm trying to tell you. And there's other books out there like that, so they can't come at you saying we have no scholarship. We're not trying to take somebody's history. It is our history.
Right. I'm gonna have to order that second one at Caucasus. I ordered that. I just ordered that one yesterday, so it's crazy you brought that up. But yeah, and I think if my scholarship isn't wrong, the Khazars were actually German from that German region, right?
That's what they said. They were all from the German region. You're right. Absolutely right.
See, man, look at it.
That's and that's why they were speaking Yiddish. It talks about that, and I actually highlighted, but I didn't want to read it. That language Yiddish is actually a form of German. I lived in Germany for 17 years. I can tell you, I can understand when they start speaking Yiddish. It's like a bit of Hebrew and Yiddish and whatever, Hebrew and German and whatever. So when they start speaking that nonsense over there, wherever they are on the East Coast, yeah, that's not real Hebrew. That's some European nonsense.
Brother Strickland had talked about. He said something that was like it's mixed with like German and Polish.
Yeah, I just said it. I just read it to you.
Yeah.
Poland. They were bringing the Germans into Poland to make them more feudalistic in that area, and they ran across in the wilderness a bunch of yarmulke wearing weirdos.
Yeah, small hats.
And they were converts. And it goes into the history how they became a convert, and it wasn't because they were of the seed of David.
Right. That's crazy, man. With that, we give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh and his son, Yahweh Shai. We love y'all. We thank y'all for tuning in. All right, till next we meet again. Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom.